She'll talk about the sensations and the need to maintain equanimity. Our super scientist Gautam Buddha discovered the secret of why one becomes miserable and how one comes out of this misery. He discovered that whenever any defilement means impurities in the mind, it brings with it a flow of lot of negativities with us. Okay, yeah. He discovered that whenever any defilement arises, it brings with it a flow of impurity. So let us understand this impurity a little bit more. When one is angry or expressing any other emotion, then along with the blood flowing through the body, a biochemical flow also starts. You may like to make a note somewhere the key points. This occurrence could be glandular or non-glandular. This biochemical flow that starts with the anger creates agitation that raises the level of anger. This in turn generates an increased biochemical flow of impurities in the body. So one can remain angry or miserable for hours in this way. No one else but oneself is responsible for this state of ignorance. There is one more meaning of the word addiction. We all know what addiction is. So one gets addicted to this feeling and justifies it by saying, this is anger or any other defilement is but a part of my life. And one continues to indulge in this behavior. For example, like a painful itch, it is unpleasant, but one keeps scratching it all the time. One has become habitual to one's own misery and keeps rolling in it. Mindful meditation develops awareness within us and the resolve, I will not indulge in this defilement that brings about such an unpleasant sensation. So, what then shall I do? This very unpleasant sensation must be observed objectively with equanimity. Then its nature will be understood. It will become clear that it makes oneself restless and agitated. And secondly, that it does not stay forever, but arises and passes away eventually. So no sensation that arises is permanent. That is the first thing to understand. But it is liable to be destroyed, liable to change. One now knows this through experience, not through some book or holy scripture. It is well known through our own experience. Any sensation that arises will pass away. Okay. One can see that its nature is such that it is forever changing. Then, what is the point reacting to it? One understands if I just observe it, the vicious cycle of an event and reacting to it will break. Earlier, I rolled in my anger, sensual craving, or arrogance for hours. Now I observe these sensations that link mind with the body. So there is a deep connection between these sensations, your mind and the body, because the sensations arise on your body. A person may begin to understand this deep connection between the two in our daily practice of mindful meditation. And it may take about 4 to 6 weeks to be able to observe the sensations which are gross, and then later on which are even subtle. And this will depend on how well you practice, how sincerely you are doing a regular practice. So as you develop awareness and walk on the path of truth, at first the grosser sensations will arise. That is, what are grosser sensations? Let's understand those. Heaviness in the body, the pressure points becoming more visible in our body, the pain becoming more evident. However, as one keeps watching, the sensations will start melting away. The entire body is now just a flow of waves. While the gross heaviness too is the truth, the deeper truth is that the body is made up of tiny atoms where there is no solidity. This is an important thing to remember. Our body is made up of tiny atoms and there is no solidity, which appears to be one. It's not. Moreover, the atoms too rise and dissolve like waves. I mean, those who are science students or even otherwise by common sense, there's a continuous flux of atoms in the atmosphere. Okay, so are the atoms in a state of flux in our body. Right? So the body thus is nothing but wavelets. As you watch this truth, the body that feels or that felt like solid clay has now been awakened. So now the next question I just may come to your mind is, what is impermanence? How do I deal with sorrow? That's another important thing. My mind is not wanting me to sit in meditation. I'm sure it happens with most of us, right? So why? A certain deep misery has come up now, and if at this time you keep on observing your sensations, keep on understanding that this misery is also impermanent, this sensation is also impermanent. Let me see how long it lasts. Ask this yourself. Then the strength of this misery will become feebler, and you will be out of it. Observe sensation in every situation. See, that is the importance. Why we keep saying, observe the sensation, maintain equanimity. Another thing that may come to your mind is, I'm repeating in my mind, this misery is impermanent. This misery will pass away. No. If you are without sensation, then only at the intellectual level you keep on saying this. Just don't make it a statement because I've said so, or at an intellectual level. So if you are without sensation, then it's only at the intellectual level. So, oh, misery is impermanent, it won't work. It might help just at the surface level. But if you understand this is impermanent because the sensation is impermanent, understand this. And everything that comes in mind has connection with the sensation. Remember, everything that comes to our mind has connection to this sensation. Then at the depth, you are dealing with it. You are working at the depth of the problem. That is very important. Not at the intellectual level, at the depth of the problem. Understand and feel the sensation. Do not try to analyze or stick with it. If it's pleasant, don't have craving. If it's unpleasant, do not have aversion to it. Remain with the sensation and then understand impermanence. हर वेदना निरंतर परिवर्तनशील है, ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है. हर वेदना निरंतर परिवर्तनशील है. So this is something very important to know for us. And today I'm also going to share with you another important technique. Are you all set to learn this new technique? Do you know what am I going to talk about? See, whatever you program, how do you ensure its retention? That's very important. Must be wondering, मैं इतना programming यहाँ पे करूँगी, I'm programming for my goal, I'm programming for my health, I'm programming for my relationships, but how do I retain it? There is a way out. There is a way out. So all the old students know about it, but it will be a great refresher for everyone. So whenever you program, how do you ensure its retention? It's important. We'll give you some tricks and tips. Or do you want to start all over again for each project? You are now going to learn the technique of 3-finger anchoring. That is 3 fingers. Thumb, index and middle finger. Okay? And we call it a recalling technique. Means able to recall at your will, time and place. How does it sound? If you are able to recall your whatever program at your will, time and place. I call this alpha activator. Alpha activator, 3-finger anchoring technique. The alpha activator can quickly generate the calmer, more resourceful, more creative and mental states associated with meditation in matter of चुटकी बजाकर जिसे बोलते हैं. This trigger mechanism is ideal to use whenever you desire to go in a light alpha state, even keeping your eyes open. Would you like to learn this technique? Deepika, Nikat, Humera?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So these are the finer points of reprogramming your mind. Your mind is so powerful, you can do wonders. But you have to be consistent with your practice and congruent. More important, congruent. I will ask you in the end, what do you understand by congruence? So get ready. So when meditating, you associate the desired mental state with your trigger mechanism. Yeah, listen to this. It's a very simple technique, but listen to it. Anytime in the future when you desire or need that mental state, simply use the trigger that is associated with this response and you will have easy access to that mental state. Right? You can use either hand for this activator, but I would say use a non-working hand. If you are a righty, then use left hand for this. Your fingers will be a reminder of addressing your challenge or your project or your goal. This process will allow you to enter your alpha state, that is your inner or subconscious mind, easily and quickly. So meditation, we will do now practical how we do it. So what you need to do is, let us say you have select a project for yourself, a small anything. It could be you are going for a meeting with your client to get a project, or you are having some relationships. You want to have a program yourself for a better relationship. You want to program yourself for better health, and as simple as small thing like Shamaji, you want to program yourself for getting a parking space. Sounds little humorous, no?
Yes,
But it happens.
it does.
You are going to the market and you know that market you won't get a parking. So you have an option. Park your car 1 kilometer away or take a taxi or auto rickshaw and then go to the market, or get a parking where you want and when you want. Yes or no? Would you like it? Or you're going to a restaurant and someone says, nahi, wo acha nahi hai, khana ye hai, wo hai. You program yourself to get the best results from that restaurant. वो बोलेगा नहीं उधर तो आज संडे है, you may not get a place to sit, you'll have to wait for an hour. Maybe 15-20 minutes of wait is good enough. You will get your turn. He will call you especially, Deepika, come in, and the family, come in. We have got a special table reserved for you. So these are the very small things and interesting things you can learn, begin by thing, but you can have bigger things like going for an interview, calling your client or your contractor for a discussion, or you are facing some challenges on relationship or on health issues. And whatever you programming that you do can be done with this method. So what happens is you program yourself an evening before or 2 days before or 10 days before. And if required, if it's a very cumbersome, serious thing, you may keep repeating it at interval. And let's say there is a meeting tomorrow with your boss and you are going for an interview or maybe for a promotion. So you program yourself. Okay. So these 3 fingers will be a reminder of addressing your challenge and allow you to get into alpha state quickly, that subconscious state quickly. Okay, that's what is required. So, for example, let's say you're going to have a meeting with your boss or your client, then you program, talk to yourself before the act starts on that day. Talk to yourself before the act starts on that day. Now, it's like you lock your 3 fingers, take them close to your heart or put them on your lap of the non-working hand. I do it normally with the left hand because right hand you are either driving your car or you are carrying a document which you need to show it to someone or share with someone. Or if you are a righty, you are using more of your left hand, then program yourself with the left hand. But remember, the recall is from the same hand with the same fingers. Recall. So it's like this. You program yourself, look, I am going to keep your 3 fingers closed and say, I am in a alpha state. And when I enter, let's say parking, simple thing. When I go to the market, just 100 meters before, you see your parking is full. But as I approach my parking, I see a car reversing. There is a vacant slot. I put my car in. I have got the parking. Now this, and then you unlock your 3 fingers. And programming done. After the programming is done, next day or whenever you are going to a market, you want a parking, lock your 3 fingers and eyes maybe open, maybe slightly closed. Even if you are driving the car, keep your eyes open and lock your 3 fingers. I will get the parking today. I am getting the parking. And you drive in, you find actually a car reversing, you get into that slot. But while going towards that, keep your 3 fingers locked. Do not, if it is very essential, unlock, handle your car or whatever you are doing. Or maybe you have to present a document with both the hands to someone. Then, you could keep 3 fingers, take a support of the left hand, present the document or something like this. You probably learn these small things yourself. Okay, so now you program yourself. let's say sit straight, close your eyes, sit straight, close your eyes, attention to your nostril, and pay attention to the every breath going in, coming out, in, out. Just observe your breath, natural breath, effortlessly. Take the three fingers of your non-working hand, preferably left hand, and lock them and put them in your lap. Close your eyes, observe your breath, observe the breath effortlessly. Take the three fingers of your left hand or whichever is a non-working hand, lock them, put them on your lap, and repeat after me in your mind. I'm going to talk to my boss about this new project, or I'm going to I'm going to get parking, or I'm going to get the best food or a quick entry to a restaurant. You choose whatever you like, then repeat after me in your mind. My breathing is all right. My eye contact is perfect. My voice is clear. My thoughts are flowing clearly and precisely. My presentation is going to be just perfect. My communication is perfect. My parking space is just perfect and available to me. I am getting entry into the restaurant quickly and being presented with the best food, whatever. I am looking great and energetic. I am confident in the best possible way. I will repeat once again. Visualize yourself and entering, meeting your boss or a client. Visualize yourself getting into a parking lot or to a restaurant. My breathing is all right. My eye contact is perfect. My voice is clear. My thoughts are flowing clearly and precisely. My presentation is going to be just perfect. My communication is good. I am looking for great results. I'm looking great and energetic. I'm confident in the best possible way. Right. Unlock your three fingers. You have now programmed yourself. Continue to pay attention to your breath. Right. Now it's the next day or the day after. You are now entering the door of your boss, or you are entering your marketplace for parking or restaurant. Take a deep breath. Lock your three fingers. Knock at the door or visualize the parking place or the restaurant. During the meeting, during your drive up, I keep the three fingers locked in. When you are making a point or during the discussion, the locked in three fingers will help you remain focused and connected. These locked in three fingers will help you get your objective, parking or restaurant or whatever. These three fingers are symbol of your access to every single resource, such as courage, patience, tolerance, compassion, and many more. If during the process of meeting or parking or to the restaurant, you have a change in situation, then relock your three fingers and say to yourself, cancel, 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 lock again and quickly reprogram for the better opportunity. You will get what you want. Now, at the count of three, open your eyes in your own time.